The story of a village girl. The unwelcomed arrival. I was born into a world where my arrival brought no celebration. Being a third child in a family struggling with poverty, my birth felt like a burden rather than a blessing. In our small village where income was scarce and traditional mindsets were deep-rooted, my parents and grandparents met my birth with silence and disappointment instead of joy. Growing up in such an environment meant understanding the weight of being extra before I even understood the world. The walls of our small home echoed with the struggles of making ends meet, and as a girl I felt the invisible pleasure of not being the son they might have hoped for. However, those early days of being overlooked planted a seed of determination in me, a quick promise that I would one day create a life that no one could ignore. The shadow of silence and father's love. As I turned 3, I began to see the world through my own eyes. I noticed that the atmosphere around me was cold. Our society and extended family didn't show much love towards daughter. My grandparents' indifference and the whispers of the neighbors made me feel like an outsider in my own home. Yet amidst this rejection, my father was my only sanctuary. While the rest of the world saw me as a burden of poverty, he saw me as his heart. When he returned home exhausted from a long day of hard labor, his face would light up the moment he saw me. In a house that chose to ignore my existence, my father's unconditional love became the first spark of hope in my life. In a house that chose me to ignore my existence, my father's love became the first spark of hope in my life.